Getting drafted into the NFL might be the most dangerous moment in a player's career, not because of failure, but because of what comes next. Every year, we watch young men walk across the stage at the NFL draft. The suits, it's tailored. The moment, it's polished. Everything feels perfect. Family cheering, phones recording, a lifetime of work validated in seconds. And in that moment, it feels like everything has been achieved, like the journey is complete, like the goal has been reached. But what most people don't realize is that moment is not the destination, it's the beginning of a completely different reality. Because behind that handshake, behind the celebration, behind the highlight moment, there's a question that hasn't been answered yet. Who are you when everything changes? Because what it takes to get drafted is not what it takes to last. To get drafted, you needed talent, you needed discipline, you needed opportunity. But to last, you need something deeper. You're no longer competing against potential. You're competing against grown men with experience, with contracts on the line, with everything to lose. Now, there are no more guarantees, no more being the star by default, no more room for slow development, no more protection from pressure. Every rep matters, every decision matters, every moment is evaluated. And for the first time in a long time, you're not the one everyone is watching to succeed. You're the one being watched to see if you survive. Some players step into that moment and rise, others slowly begin to fade, not because they weren't talented, not because they didn't work hard, but because they weren't prepared for everything that comes with the next level. And that's what this conversation is about. Not just the draft, but the transition. Not just the moment you get there, but who you have to become to stay there. If you don't understand that, this moment you've been chasing your whole life can become that moment everything starts to slip. In college, you're the guy, everything flows through you. Your confidence is high, your identity is clear, you've proven yourself over and over again. But in the NFL, everyone was the guy. Now you walk into a locker room, the quarterback next to you was a Heisman finalist. The receiver across from you broke records. The linebacker in front of you was the best in his conference, and suddenly you're not special anymore. And that's not an insult, that's reality. This is where the shift begins. In college, you were building. In the NFL, you're expected to perform. No grace period, no guarantee time, no slow development curve. Some players adjust quickly, others don't. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He didn't rush the process. He sat, he observed, he learned. He focused on preparation, not proving himself. Now compare that to Johnny Manziel. In college, instinct worked, improvisation worked, athleticism worked. But in the NFL, the margin for error disappeared. The game required structure, discipline, film study, consistency. And that's where the gap showed up. Not in talent, but in readiness. This is where separation really starts in the mind. In the NFL, it's not just about what you can do, it's about how fast and how clearly you can think under pressure. The ball is snapped, and in seconds, you're reading defenses, feeling pressure, recalling the play, making a decision, all in real time. And if your mind is even slightly off, the plays break down. Now add pressure, the last mistake, the coach watching, the need to improve yourself. And when all of that stacks up, the mind gets crowded. And when the mind gets crowded, the body slows down. Look at Tom Brady, calm, clear, decisive. Now look at Zach Wilson, early in his career, hesitant, second guessing, overthinking. Instead of see it, trust it, throw it, it becomes see it, question it, hesitate, react late. And in the NFL, that delay is everything. The best players don't think more, they think better, they see faster, they decide quicker, they trust fully, and that creates something powerful. Freedom under pressure. This is the silent battle. Identity. When your identity is tied to being the guy, what happens when you're not? Look at Jamarcus Russell, all the physical tools, but the issue wasn't talent, it was internal preparation, discipline, consistency. Now look at Jalen Hurts, benched, doubted, but grounded. One relied on talent, the other relied on identity. If you don't know who you are without the game will control who you become. Now everything changes off the field. Money, for many players, this is the first time they've seen real money. And what feels like freedom is actually responsibility. You're now the provider. No blueprint, more pressure. Money doesn't just give you options, it reveals your habits. Fame. You go from being known to being watched. Every moment is visible. Every mistake is amplified. Responsibilities. You represent your family, your team, your brand, and the pressure builds. Success without structure becomes a problem. At this level, talent is expected. So what separate players? How they think, how they respond, how they manage pressure, mental clarity, emotional control, short memory, preparation, discipline. The best players don't rely on motivation. They rely on routine. They don't react to pressure. They're prepared for it. Now, there is a new layer: name, image, and likeness. Players are entering the lead with money, brand deals, exposure. It looks like an advantage, but it comes with challenges, expectation shifts, identity shifts, focus shifts. You can feel like you've arrived before proving yourself, and that creates a gap between perception and reality. So, what does this all come down to? It's not enough to be physically ready. You have to be mentally prepared, emotionally grounded, financially disciplined, personally anchored, because the NFL will amplify what's already in you. If you're not grounded, it will expose you. If you are, it will elevate you. This transition isn't just about becoming a professional athlete, it's about becoming a complete individual. And the ones who understands that, they don't just make it, they last. And beyond the field, that's where the real legacy is built. And tune in next time on Beyond the Field. I'm Joseph the Abraham. Peace.